All right, so we are going to start assembling our worm wrangler. So we have the top plate, the bottom plate. You will need a Phillips screwdriver. I have it on a drill because I'm lazy. And then a 3/8 wrench. So this is just a little baby wrench. You can use a big wrench as long as it's 3/8. So we're going to start by cutting our bag open. Remember, don't be a dummy and cut towards your buddy. So we're gonna have 3 bolts, 3 washers, 3 bolts, 3 washers, 3 spacers, and 3 nuts. If you don't have that, make sure to give me a call and we will get you the correct hardware. The way that I like to start doing it is I take all 3 bolts and insert them from the top of the bracket. And then I'll grab those 3 bolts and I'll flip it over and set it on the table. So you have 3 black rubber washers. So these rubber washers are what goes on first. As you can see, overhang into the opening. So what that allows us to do is insert the cup. So that way the cup has a little bit of friction so you can take the lid off without having to grab the cup with both hands. This washer I already cut down a little bit so it doesn't hang over the edge. You will need to do that when assembling. And we're going to take the 3 black plastic spacers, slide those over the bolts, take our bottom plate, and then put those over the remainder of the threads sticking out. I put force down to hold it, and then I start all 3 of the nylock nuts. Okay, so now we can tighten these bolts. If you're using a hand tight screwdriver, more or less all we're doing is snugging it down. We don't want to crush the spacer into the rubber washer. We just want to get the nylock engaged and then just a little bit of friction on it. So I've got my drill set at a pretty low torque setting. So we're going to hold the nut with the wrench, screwdriver on, and then you just tighten the 3 screws down. And that's how you assemble it. The one thing you will notice, and in the video, I can show it right here, but I do cut this corner of the rubber so it doesn't stick outside of it. So you can just take a pocket knife, trim it just like that, and that's a complete assembled unit. Now you can take your cup insert and drop your cup insert in and push it all the way down so it seats against the bottom plate. It does fit snug because we don't want it to come out. All right, now we can grab our hardware kit with our magnets and start assembling our magnets if you chose to purchase these. All right, now we are going to assemble our magnet to our Millennium seat. Again, we also have a bracket that will sandwich between the butt seat that you have and the pedestal that will come out, and it will form this L-shaped bracket on the side so you can still mount it even if you don't have a Millennium. So the place I like to place it or put it is I have my hydraulic adjust handle here. I put my magnet on the opposite side, so that way I'm not trying to reach for my adjustment and then have the worm bracket in the way. If you want, you could actually mount 2 separate worm brackets on either side of the seat, and it works on all the Millenniums. So we have 1 spacer, 1 washer, and 1 nylock nut. And we need a 10mm wrench. So we're going to take the little spacer or bushing, slide it on the bolt, and you're going to see that that little bushing will now fit into that opening on the seat. We're going to take our washer, put it on the inside. Going to take our nylock nut Start that. Trying to keep everything together. All right, now we're going to take our 10mm wrench and we're just going to turn this until we've got some friction on the seat. So I kind of want a little bit tight. I'm going to loosen it just a little bit so that way we can still grab it and adjust it. So it's kind of a fit completely up to what you want to do. But that's how easy it is to assemble. Again, if you want to put a second one on the opposite side, you absolutely can. But I run one on the side of my boat. So now the awesome part is we'll remove this magnet. So as you notice, these magnets are going to be timed. So we want to make sure that we get the cup timed correctly. So if it was like that, now we still have enough friction that we can tighten it down a little bit more. So that way everything's going to stay in place. So I just went a little bit tighter on that one. Now it's not going to move, and the bracket is going to be timed correctly with the top of the seat. So as you can see, everything fits correctly. You can make slight adjustments to it. As you can see, both magnets are starting to turn, but there's just enough friction that it's not going to go anywhere.